Hello there and welcome to our museum. Today I really want to talk about one marvelous piece of technology that is called a brick game. I think most of you had at least some kind of experience with this machine, and I really wanted to talk about my experience with this portable gaming console and how it was influential for my generation and I think a few other generations of children growing up in Estonia, and I would even say in the whole post-Soviet region, or maybe even whole world, who knows. When I was growing up in my school, it was early 2000s. Few children had this, and I really wanted one too. So at some point, I didn't know when and how, but I got this Tetris machine, and I was playing this a lot. At some point, it even broke down. The buttons broke down because of the amount of the pressure I put on them. And after that, I fully forgot about the existence of this Tetris brick game until we've made this museum. And while planning the museum 2 years ago, this was one of the first things we understood we have to have here in our space. Because behind me I have a giant selection of portable consoles from 80s, 90s. There are original Game & Watch consoles. There are electronica consoles that were replicas of the Game & Watch, and that's another topic. And there are many Game Boys, and of course, maybe in your childhood, if you're from Northern Europe or America, you had this boy, a Game Boy, and there is a Tetris inside. So maybe you had your experience with this machine, but usually, I would say mostly here, we had this. The thing is that the Game Boy is really responsible for this brick game, as I understand. While I was searching through internet the information, after the release of the Game Boy, the most popular game on the Game Boys was, of course, Tetris. And Tetris was, as you know, maybe made in Russia by one very creative person for electronica computer, and then it was licensed to many companies, and the most popular version of Tetris is of course the Game Boy version. This one is still fully working and you can really play it. If you will see the screen, of course. Oh my god, this screen is even worse than I remember. And thanks to that, of course, in China, in Taiwan, smart people understood that there is a market for Tetris games, and this beautiful thing was made. There were many, and still there are many variations of this Tetris portable. This one is the most common in my region, this stick-like. But now you can find keychains with this Tetris, you can find PSPs, like the consoles that look like PSP. There are so many of them. We have different versions in the museum, but right now they're on the exhibition. And of course the most common one is not the black brick game, but gray one, the gray one. This is one of the originals from 90s, and we have here new ones. They can be yellow, red, blue, any color. The new ones you can buy from AliExpress, and the only problem with them usually is that the plastic is really bad. Like, plastic here is not very good, but the new ones, man, the plastic is so bad you can really break it with your fingers. And what was revolutionary for this brick game and why it was so important. There was not only a Tetris game, but many other games. Not in all of them, some of them had only Tetris, but mostly they had a selection of letters, and each letter was corresponding to another game type. There were shoot 'em ups, tank games, there were rally games. They were all very basic, but it was still much better than any of the Game & Watch consoles and electronica consoles. With those you had one game, With this bad boy, you had hundreds of games. Of course, they were really basic and almost same thing. And the screen was 10 to 20 pixels, but still, you had a selection of games, and you could even change the speed of the game. There were so many things you could really do with this machine, and it was so easy to use. You just only put 2 batteries, or 2 or 3 batteries, and that's all, and you're good to go. When you were traveling, when you were lazy in school, when you were going anywhere, this could go with you. And it was very simple to use, and became a part of our culture here in Estonia, and it's still produced and still fondly remembered when people come to the museum. Many of them, when they see this brick game, they try it out, and that's why we constantly change batteries in it, because visitors truly love this machine. Yes, of course, it's not as valuable as maybe original Game Boy for collectors or for the history of video games, but for us, it's important not to forget about it. And it found its place in the hearts of many people around the world. Thank you.